Welcome back, guys. Got an exciting episode here. I'm going to teach you the 5 must-know steps that I've learned for gold sniping, which you can use for other types of prospecting as well. So let's go. The first step is going to be finding the right bedrock to find the gold. The next step is going to be all about moving the overburden to get down to that pay layer. Step 3 will be all about fanning techniques and when to use them. In step 4, we'll have a look at clay and bedrock, the thing that traps the gold on the bottom of the river. Step 5 will be all about water flow and overburden management, important part of prospecting underwater and above water, as well as many more tips. And you get to see a mistake that I was making that cost us gold, so that you don't have to make the same mistake. And to top it all off, you'll be learning alongside a good mate of mine, Joey, who this is his first time gold sniping, and there's plenty of laughs.
It just stands out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
That's the first piece of gold I've ever seen.
Today's episode of Brokeback Mountain. I've got my mate Joey from work. He's actually a rock nerd, certified geologist.
Not a very good one though.
So we're going to take him out and try and get a little bit of gold. Yeah, he's getting excited thinking about it.
Yeah, we're about to become rich.
We'll come back to you.
You might have noticed that choosing a gold bearing area isn't part of this video. That's because it's such a big topic and needs a video of its own. If you want to see that, drop a comment below.
Right, we're teaching Joey how to snipe. He knows everything about rocks, obviously.
Absolutely nothing about sniping.
As we're walking down the creek, we're just looking for any bedrock signs from the side or through the middle. Any areas that are going to allow us to work down to impenetrable layer by the gold. So as we walk down the creek, we'll keep our eyes open and see what we can find. Only walked up a small way and you can already see this bedrock here. Oh, it's just slippery. But there's a bit of bedrock running down here. Now, unfortunately, it's sort of running in the wrong direction, but if that was good bedrock, you'd chase it down and work out these little crevices and nooks, which you still might get a little bit, but it is in the middle of the river and it's running the wrong way, so not ideal. We've just come down, walked down the creek, and you can see this bedrock, which is actually running perfectly across the creek, and there's definitely enough flow. Water's a bit low at the moment. So this is an area you would 100% want to jump in and have a look. It probably was worked already, but I don't think it's been worked in a while. So if there has been a major flood lately, it's probably deposited a bit of flood gold at least throughout here. So definitely an area you want to jump in, and we will. Just not sure yet. We'll keep going downstream and have a little look.
So what we're looking for in the bedrock is shallow bedrock that runs across the stream ideally. It can also run with the stream, that has crevices and cracks that can trap the gold as it flows down the river during those floods. We don't want bedrock like you can see here, which goes down deep on one side and has no bedrock on the other, because that's a lot of overburden to move and it's just too much work. You also want to look for bedrock and crevices that are behind large objects and on the inside bend of rivers if you can, but often, like here, the flow will dictate where you can work. So while this spot wasn't ideal, I wanted to show Joey what I meant by the bedrock being too deep and too much work.
Unfortunately, the bedrock plummets straight into the riverbed, so it's just going to be way too much work to move all the overburden, because it sort of goes straight down, which you sort of guessed. We did see that nice bit of bedrock running across the creek, which we'll go head up to and try out now.
Moving overburden, step 2. So why is this important? That's because in low flow areas and high friction areas like behind objects and inside bends, you're going to have the really heavy rocks, ironstone and minerals deposit behind these areas. So you're going to have to move them to get down to the pay layer.
Well, seems like we chose a okay spot to go to. Found our first little piece, so it's not huge, but it's going to be Joey's first piece he sniffs up.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can. It just stands out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
That's the first piece of gold I've ever seen.
Yeah?
Yeah, like that.
And you worked in the gold mines?
Ah, yeah, but they're tiny little specks.
Yeah, alright. Let's show you and we'll suck it up.
A lot of rivers will have small gold such as this mixed in with the overburden, so it's always a good idea to test it, because you may get some nice little pieces.
First piece of gold, you little ripper.
It was actually a decent little sized piece.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Let's get back down and see what else is there.
And while you won't be finding nuggets most of the time in this layer, you will find a lot of fine gold, which it's great practice, especially for your fanning techniques, which we'll address next. And it's always nice to get a bit of gold on the tally board early on. Looks like we're doing Joey a solid today. Have a little look. And we're not even near the bottom of the rock. This is just flood gold that's come over, so I'm stoked we're able to get Joey on a bit of gold.
That's so good.
Do you want to suck it up?
Yeah.
Of course he does. He said before, no, I'll dig my own, and you know, I'll have the gold that I find, but that's alright. You can have as much gold as you want. So a good thing to point out is while this isn't the bedrock or a clay layer, we still had to move a bit of overburden to even get down to this layer, because you'll see a bit of clay and heavy minerals also mixed in with the harder packed rocks. So you still have to move a bit of overburden to get down to this layer. It's nothing like a little wuss. So yeah, what we're doing at the moment, just for you to learn, because we're sort of hitting flood gold on the top, we're slowly fanning and working this area, just exposing everything that comes out. Once we get to bedrock, there might be some heavier pieces, just because we are in the middle of the stream, so it's a bit higher flow. But we're working behind this little shelf here, which is a friction zone, a dropout zone where the gold will settle. But this is a really good sign, as Paulie would say. Finding gold is a good sign there's gold around. So we'll keep working, and yeah, so happy that Joey's getting a bit of gold. You would have noticed this part of the creek, bedrock was consistently flat across the creek, as opposed to the other areas which we checked out that it just dives straight in. It was so much work, and yeah, as you can tell, there's better spots for the gold to fall out in. So see how I was fanning? So because we know there's light float gold there, we don't want to fan too hard, but we want to fan it enough to move that lighter overburden. If the gold's here and you're fanning here, it's going to create a lot of like undercurrents to disturb it, light gold like this. But if you come back a bit and you fan it from afar, it's going to be a gradual fan, and it will blow the lighter stuff away, leaving the gold. So aggressive fanning that you can see here is what I predominantly use most of the time, and all I'm looking for is small flashes of gold or colour, and I'll change to one of the other techniques. So this is the wave over, which is really good for moving the lighter material on top without disturbing the bottom heavier material. And then lastly, when I do get down to that layer, or I've seen a few flecks of gold in aggressive fanning or the wave over, I'll slowly fan the gold from a distance to gradually move that lighter material away and leave the gold sitting on the bedrock or clay, which will snuff up. Step 4 guys, clay and bedrock. So, gold is so dense, about 19 times heavier than water, that it'll sink to a layer that it can no longer get through. This will either be clay or bedrock most of the time. So this is what you really want to look for when you're out there sniping, crevicing, sluicing, whatever prospecting type that you've chosen, because it's going to be where the gold sits and it's trapped. So what does clay look like underwater? Well, as you can see here, this clay is characterized by a darkish color, and there's a bit of sort of red clay there as well. But generally, clay comes in all different colors, but it's normally a really dense, slick layer, almost like Play-Doh, that if you run your finger through it, it releases a whole heap of dust, as you can see here, or material, and it clouds you out really quick, but it doesn't allow much to go through it. And if you were to cut a piece out, you'd notice one side has a whole heap of gravels and material, and the other side would normally be butter smooth, like Play-Doh. So here's a few shots of the gold mixing with the clay of sitting on the clay layer. Now, a lot of the advice is that gold won't go through that layer of clay, but as we're going to find later in the video, sometimes, and depending on the type of clay and what's mixed with it, that isn't always the case. So what do I mean by that? Well, remember at the start of the video when I said you're going to see one of the mistakes that I was making that was costing us gold? Well, here it is. So generally when I used to work clay, I would scrape the top layer nice and thorough to get rid of any sort of bigger pieces of gold that may have sunk a centimeter or two into that clay, and then disregarded the rest. Now, I didn't know it at the time, but when I was looking at this particular clay, I had a bit of a weird feeling that it wasn't like the other clay I'd worked in some other areas that just had absolutely nothing beneath it. What caught my attention about this clay was that it had a lot of coarse material running all the way through it, almost granular-like. It wasn't the butter smooth clay that I had encountered in some other areas. So I decided to have a bit of a scratch around, have a look, but as always, I didn't test enough, and I just went with the assumption that because it was clay, it wouldn't have anything below it, which we'll find later wasn't the case. Now let's move on to bedrock. It's pretty simple with bedrock. all you're going to do is remove the overburden from on top. And once you get down to that bedrock layer, you're going to look for any decomposing bedrock, which is bedrock that's falling apart that you can crack easily. Any little nooks, crannies, crevices, or cracks within the bedrock, which the gold is going to find its way down into, or any pockets or depressions within that bedrock. As you can see here, we're using our little crevicing tool, which you can use a screwdriver if you want, or any other tool, to just break apart that bedrock so you can really see into those small cracks and crevices, which is where the gold really likes to hide because it is really dense. And you'll be surprised, a crack or a crevice which you think may be too small won't be. So make sure you hit all those cracks, and as you can see here, this is how the gold sort of looks when it sits on the bedrock. It's not going anywhere else. And a good tip, guys, if the bedrock's really smooth and doesn't have any cracks or crevices, it's probably not worth working, because it doesn't have anywhere for the gold to get trapped. And there's a good chance when the river does flood, it'll just blow out the gold from that area.
Careful with your back, eh? Just take it easy.
This brings us to step 5, which is all about water flow and overburden management, which you might not think is important, but it does actually make a difference, and it can make your life a hell of a lot easier if you do it right. So basically, as you work an area, you want to make sure that all the overburden you're shoveling out of the way, like you can see here, we're shoveling the overburden back into the hole that we've made and cleared out, is going to an area where you're not going to need to move it again the next time, because double handling overburden is a waste of time and energy. But now we've moved the overburden, we've created a bit of a dam, but don't worry, I'll show you how to easily manage that water flow a bit later in the video. But let's take a bit of a break and have a look at some of the gold that we've started to uncover in some of the deeper areas. And here was our first good sized little nugget, or maybe a large picker of the day, so we were pretty stoked to get this.
What do you think of that piece?
That's the best one yet.
Biggest of the day?
That's the biggest of the day.
It's got your name on it. It's yours.
You little ripper.
Yeah. I don't know if that'll fit down your little snuffer.
Yeah, it's okay. So you're going to have to take the lid off.
Take the lid off. Go on. Yeah, it's a good size. Good size for this area anyway.
Alright, that's a ripper. I feel my hand.
Bit more fun than filling out geology sheets.
Like lobster hunting.
There it is. Nice work. Fist me. Oh, he's licking his lips. Oh jeez. Let's get back on the gold. Alright. We'll suck up the other one. That's a little doggy. That's a pickle. Oh, pickle. That is so hard here. It's good to be a good little start. Oh yeah, there's another one. It's tired. What else we got in here? Oh, there's another one. There's another. Another little one. There's quite a few. Oh, that's it. Yeah, you suck that one up. Oh yeah. Oh, look at them. Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3.
It was about this time I decided to address Joey's flaccid snuffing. So what I taught him was to give the bottle a good squeeze away from the gold, and then when you're on top of the gold, release. That way you won't blow it away. So armed with this new knowledge, he was ready.
So we tried a bit here. Wasn't any gold, very little, but as you got closer to this area, it built up. So that's towards the center of the stream. This is on the edge, which will be a high friction zone, and where the gold is obviously dropping out. So we're just working a bit further back because the gold's still coming. So look, it's not big gold, but Joey's having a ball, and hey, it's gold, especially in a low flow and well worked area. So yeah, we're just making our way and working back all the overburden and making the flow work for us.
This brings us back to the topic of flow management, which you typically will need to do if you're working in a low flow river like we are today, which you will encounter a lot when sniping. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you move all the big rocks and overburden that's preventing the water from flowing nicely away from the area you're working, because this will help carry the cloudy water, which you can see here, out of the area you're working, and it makes it a lot more efficient and quicker to work.
I just saw a nice glimmer. Want to have a look? Ready? Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that's a cracker. That's a good size. That'll be the biggest of the day. You reckon? Oh, I don't know. Here, we'll get a little video of it. The obligatory video. Pop it underwater, and I'll just get a little underwater. Pretty chunky too. That's a cracker. Well, do you want this one, or should I put it in my snuffer?
Put it in your snuffer.
Sure?
Yeah, definitely.
Alright. We'll have one chunker each.
I'm gonna...
You can have all the gold from this trip if you want. But if you're happy, then that's it's flakish, but annoyingly makes you want to dig more. Well, after finding that tasty piece, it's lunchtime. A well-deserved lunch. And then we'll get back in there and see what else we can find. Enjoying it?
Good fun, yeah, hard work.
Hard work, yeah. A lot of people don't see the hard work that goes into it, so enjoy. Alright, lunchtime's over. Time to get back on the gold. Sniff, sniff.
Sniff, sniff.
We're just still working that deeper part, so we'll finish that off and then see what else we can find. What's this thing you've got on your head, Joey, that keeps your torch and any other bits on it?
I call it a strap-on.
A what?
Strap-on. Made by Josh.
Yeah.
Good for lobster diving as well, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Handy as.
Yeah. Hands-free.
So, if you want to know where to get one, here it is.
If you want one of these little straps, guys, head over to the website finco.com, which is just a little online store I've made for these little products that I come up with, and grab one yourself. And with that over, let's get back to the gold.
Now we've sort of worked out here, we're going to make our way upstream and just follow the inside bend, because that's where it looked like all the gold was, not on that side.
And you guessed it, back to digging. It's something you'll find you're doing a lot if you're prospecting. And if you're enjoying the video, guys, if you could please like, share, subscribe. They take a monumental effort, especially ones like this, and it goes a long way to helping the channel. But enough of that, it's time for a nugget.
Yay!
Hey,
I found a nugget.
a good one?
Yeah, it's a little one, but I didn't think we'd get one here. I was just about to
Give up.
no, just move on. But, and it was just the last layer.
Ready?
Where is it? Can you tell me? Where is it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's it. Oh. Can I get it off there? Oh, yeah.
Can I pick it up?
Yeah, go ahead. Put it in your hand. Oh, there's another piece in there. That is a fake salmon. That, oh, it's a lot smaller once you get out of the water.
How big do you reckon it is?
That is a 0.3 at least.
Nice.
Oh, now I got out of the water. That looked massive on the water, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Phew.
That's refraction for you.
Keep going. I'm checking out this hole up here. That looks interesting. I might change some course.
Did you want this one or?
No, that's really soft.
Sure. You got your nugget, did you? Well, that looked a lot bigger underwater, but hey, who's complaining? Just me. I'm gonna have to dig out this spot now. Gonna have to dig it out. So, got that nugget in this little high flow section here. So, we're gonna dig this out a bit because, well, we can't not dig after that. Especially for this place. That's a nice piece that we got. So, you don't see this in a lot of videos. Well, in a lot of the videos on sniping, you only get to see the highlights, and I'm guilty of that as well, just because no one really wants to see the hard yards that you got to put in, funnily enough, to get the gold. So hopefully you enjoy seeing a bit of what it takes to get some bigger pieces of gold, or any gold really. Let's see what else is down there.
Remember earlier in the video when I said I was making a mistake that was costing us gold? Well, that mistake was not breaking up all of the clay down to bedrock in this area, because as we find out now, there was gold underneath and we'd been missing it.
You know how I was saying I just learned, like in some places you should break up the clay? Yeah. It's not a nugget, but it's a big size flake.
Yeah, right.
I'll pick it up and give it to you. Ready?
Oh shit, that's a good one. Yeah.
So there you go. It is worth breaking the clay up, especially in a spot like this. Imagine all the nuggets we left down there. Don't want to think about it. There you go. Jesus, that looks so much bigger underwater.
That's a good one.
That looked way bigger underwater. Oh well. In she goes. Let's see if there's anything else down there.
After learning from my mistake, decided to break up all the clay, and there was quite a bit of fine gold as a reward. And with these last few pieces sucked up in the snuffer, decided to call it a day because we had a bit of a hike out and we were pretty chuffed with the results we had.
Well, I think that's probably done for that spot. It's getting a bit later in the day. Wasn't a heck of a lot. Basically no gold here on this side, but on this side, this is where it held a little. That's where we got some of the bigger piece, and then a couple more bigger pieces in the big pool that we dug. Looking at this river, seems that that's the main stream. That's just where, for whatever reason, perhaps it is a slower zone, dropout zone, and behind this big shelf here is where it all accumulated. And as we found out, definitely dig the clay. Yeah, we'll throw some of the big rocks back in now, just tidy it up, and that's where we work today. Takes a long time and there's a lot of digging, but especially when you have to find gold like that. So we'll start chucking some of these big rocks back in. Now we're going to head back, and the day is getting on, and we've still got to get out of here, so that may be it. Oh jeez, see that? Lucky I was Neo from the Matrix for a second. I don't think it was that close, but it seemed close. Joey's already made tracks. Are there different wash layers? Does that make you hide, you rock nerd? What's your eyes? Oh, make myself laugh, really. Most important part. We've almost made it out, so seems like this is going to be the end of the sniping for today. But what did you think of it?
Yeah, it was good. It was a lot harder work than I thought, especially getting older. Just flexibility, being on your knees. It was uncomfortable, but good fun.
Yeah.
Good fun.
What do you reckon? What'd you learn sniping? What's your top 3 tips for someone who's brand new to sniping as well?
Well, definitely just finding a place to start sniping, but also the technique for for fanning the gold and clearing your paths so you get the rocks away. Definitely the fanning technique. I was a bit slack on that to begin with.
Yeah, but you learn. So you learn when to slow down and when to speed up.
Exactly.
And probably a big one that I learnt today is I generally don't fan, so I don't disturb the clay, because I've never sort of got much before in other areas, but here, mixing up that clay, especially when it was the dark greyish clay, made a huge difference, and we ended up getting that nugget and a few other pieces out of it. So yeah, you just got to try things when you're there, but definitely try disturb the clay. All right,
Thanks, Josho.
we're gonna
Let's get out of here.
get out of here and do the way up. Yeah, warm up. Old rock nerd's a bit cold.
And sore.
And sore. Cold, sore, go on. Righto, way up time. Nice hat, even though it's not sunny. Oh, for a first timer, that's not bad. Give it a swirl, nice and gentle. Oh yeah. Oh mate, I reckon she might be a, that marsh fly's getting you again.
Yeah, marsh flies.
I reckon she might be a gram.
That's a good amount, Josh.
Yeah. That's fantastic for a first timer, mate. And there's some chunky big pieces in there too. Look at that.
Yeah.
There's some
good ones.
there's some cracking pieces. Look at that. Well, mate, first time sniping. Pretty happy with your tally?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't expect to get much at all.
No.
Josh got us right onto the spot and got lucky, I suppose.
All right, my time to weigh. Didn't bring the scales with us, so I'll have to weigh them both at home and see what we got, but we'll be able to at least see what the total was. Oh, I reckon it might be close. Get rid of that larger nugget, and you've definitely got more fines.
No, you got a good nugget in there.
Yeah, besides the nugget.
That's thick too.
That's I reckon it's 0.3, that one.
Joey's gold. I'm gonna say maybe 0.5, 0.6 for Joey. Oh, 0.731. There you go. That was Joey's take. 0.732 for a first time sniping. First we'll weigh that nugget that we found. Yeah, I'm gonna go 0.4. I should have stayed at 0.3. There you go. 0.3. And altogether, I'm going to say, because of the nugget, I'm going to say 1 gram. Just over 1. There you go. So take out that nugget, which was a lucky find. So without the nugget, 0.76, basically the same as Joey. It was just that one that tipped us over the edge.
As always, a couple of close-ups of the gold. Here was my gold close-up, and then the larger pieces that we got, including that nice 0.3 gram nugget. And here was Joey's gold with his nice piece in the top right, and then the pieces together that were larger and in the hand for a bit of context.
That's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learn a bit. So this one was more focused on teaching Joey some of the ropes, and you guys as well. So we're all learning. I'm new, fairly new as well. So anything to say, Joey?
No, just thanks for taking me. It was good fun. Hard work, like I said before, but worth it.
Yeah. No, it was awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome to go with you. Thanks, mate. We'll see you guys in the next adventure. See ya.